What's this? A new written review from PowerRider? I wonder what it is. We better check it out.
Hello people, this is Power here to review the Power Rangers Dino. I don't care for it.
What was that? He didn't even give love and dedication to Dino Knight Red. I'll get him to give a proper review. Ooh, yeah.
Oh. You guys actually wanted a review? Just wait a moment. Sure. Hello people, this is Power here with a review with the Red Velvet Online Fanmeeting Interview Volume 7 Queendom Postcard Set. Released in October of 2021, this is a set of 10 postcards comprised of the outfits seen within the individual Queen's Archive teasers. Starting with the packaging, it is cased in a simple plastic envelope. While the front doesn't have anything significant, the lower corner of the back has a sticker containing the product details. Removing it from the plastic via pulling the flap up, we now have a paper envelope in our hands. The envelope is mainly printed in lavender, while the cover has a castle design with the event name below it. Opening the envelope up from the back, we are greeted by our postcards. Featured in this set, we have Elegant Irene, Tennis Sugi, Bad Joy, Punk Wendy, and Cheerful Yuri. Each member contains 2 postcards in 2 different sets. So here's set 1, and then set 2. Going over the postcard, the front contains the picture, the back contains the name of the event, the cardstock material is nice and solid, print quality is excellent, and the pictures are fantastic. Overall, my thoughts on this set is that if you're like me and just want to grasp everything that is affordable within the Queendom era, then I highly suggest picking this set up. The concept contained within this set is one that is not present within either album version of Queendom, so it's a nice addition to those existing sets. Also, I just preferred the postcards actually being individual cards rather than what ended up happening with Taeyun's weekend set, where that was in the form of a booklet that just felt fragile to flip through. But that will have to do with this written review, so this is PowerRider, and next time, I'll do something to your liking. Hello people, this is Power here with a written review of the Kamen Revice CD box. Released on September 21st of 2022, this is a complete CD box comprised of music featured in Kamen Revice media. After taking it out of its plastic, the set comes in a nice solid case that holds 4 CD cases. Keeping the cases from rubbing each other is this foam insert. Then from behind is the booklet containing the lyrics, behind the scenes recordings, and the credits for each collection. The CD box includes 3 music collections: Kamen Revice Original Soundtrack, a 2-disc set comprising of 81 tracks from the show, Kamen Rider Revice Song Best, another 2-disc set comprising of 30 tracks, Disc 1 comprising of vocal tracks and Disc 2 with the instrumentals, then Kamen Revice Movie Version Original Soundtrack, comprising of music from Kamen Revice the Movie, Kamen Rider Beyond Generations, and Kamen Revice Battle Familia. As a bonus, an extra case containing a Blu-ray disc comprising of music videos from 9 selected tracks from Song Best. This includes Go With The Flow, Volcano, Without You, Mirage Mirror, Kimi wa Sono Mamade, Cherish, George Kawasaki's Rider System, My Dream, and Riot in Bloom. It also contains the making ofs of these music videos, with My Dream and Riot in Bloom being individual, while the rest are compiled. One thing to know about the CD box versions of these albums is that, compared to the individual releases, the discs are numbered differently and that they don't provide their own booklets. As previously mentioned before, the CD box version combined all their booklets into one. Overall, while it's not as complex as the previous CD boxes, I actually really like that it's just really simplistic, especially because you get a lot of great tracks, and with the extra music video disc, this set is worth the price for any fan of Kamen Rider Revice. Although I would have liked to see the music videos for Live Devil and Promise to be included for those that didn't want to get their respective albums, I get that Avex wants people to put their profits within DICE. But that'll have to do with this written review, so there's PowerRider and next. Excuse me? Which PowerRider are you? I'm PowerRider from Noun-PowerRider. Oh, that one. Well, I was wondering if you can cover the next noun for me. What? But you did one last month. Yeah, but it's gonna be the first anniversary, and I have to get Sugi's albums. Oh. Ever since Ghost, Avex has been promoting Kamen Rider like a black sheep, as they only promote the opening theme and not bother with anything else. Until Saber. Suddenly in the music video for Mighty, the suit of Saber showed up, alongside the ending theme. What? Rider suits are back in music videos? Continuing this development with Saber Trio of Deep Sin, we were greeted with ending credits that was actually a music video? This is preposterous! Could this mean Kamen Rider music videos that aren't the opening will make a comeback? And so they did with the Kamen Rider Revice CD box. This set comprises an extra Blu-ray disc comprising of 9 music videos, to which we'll be taking a look at them one by one, from release order. Alright, I'm not against using clips to tell your narrative in a music video, but when it's 75% of the video, it kind of leaves you underwhelmed. For what's actually newly filmed, I like it, but when a chunk of it is a highlight of a special, it's like, did the editors not have enough footage to work with? I guess this music video could bring in people who haven't watched the special, but who would randomly stumble upon this? It also doesn't help that this was practically competing with Bittersweet, which... ouch. The second music video to be released on YouTube. I really like this one. At first. I think my issue with it is its inconsistent pacing and how it doesn't really blend itself with the song. Like the first verse of the song has Hana doing choreography, so when you reach the chorus, you expect the choreography to have a punch to it, but they just cut to her standing around like, what? Oddly enough, the clips here actually help elevate the song? I mean, yeah, it's Sakamoto directed, of course. Other than that, I really do like how this music video showcases Hana's character and her different identities. Like, wow, was not expecting Aguilera to show up. Honestly though, I think the best way to enjoy the music video is by watching the 2 separate cuts from episodes 1 and 2 of Girls Remix, as those keep the momentum with the song up, and I just think the pacing is a lot better. The first of these exclusively for the CD box. Overall, this is a pretty fun music video. It does a better job at giving everyone equal distribution than the song itself. Gosh, that horrendous line distribution. Really like that this takes place in the bathhouse, and really like the transitions with the family pictures. The clips kind of come out of nowhere, but I get why they placed them where they did. Also, it's weird that they use this clip of Iki twice. Honestly, I wasn't really looking forward to this music video, as I was hoping they would have done the Dear Gaga version, but wow, this blew me away. I really like the approach they went with this one. The styling and structure blends themselves really well with the song, and the clips were used in a reasonably condensed way. It's a beautiful music video overall, and I think it did a really good job at capturing the tone of the mystery. Man, this one disappointed me. I really like the first half of the music video. I like what they have going on with the lights and playing around with the general idea of good and evil, but it just doesn't develop much from there. The second half is literally just the first half again, but with Kagero in focus instead of Daichi, which hurts the pacing. They finally do something new in the bridge, but I just don't care at that point. Especially at the chorus. I don't get why the camera is stationary. Where's the movement? they only do it in the close-ups. Also, the usage of clips here feels like a crutch because they could have just brought in the suits, but no, instead reused footage again in this closing scene. What's the point of them doing their transformation poses? Is this the choreography that was credited? Wow, Avex actually supplied their equipment? Because look, we have a Ryder suit finally in these! This music video is what I consider to be an authentic Kamen Rider music video. It's nice to see one of these actually be like worked on by people who actually do music videos, because I feel like that was kind of the charm of like the older Rider music videos in the past, as it kind of showed that Avex cared. I'm not disregarding the show staff who've done the music videos, because look at Bittersweet. I honestly think they just weren't really given enough time to develop their ideas, which is probably why they were stuck with shooting with the equipment that they will shoot the shows with. But overall, this music video really fun. Easily puts Mirage Mirror in shame. So yeah, the crew who produced Cherryish also did this one. Great choice. I really enjoyed this one. It's one of the few I watch on constant repeat along with Ride and Bloom and Mirage Mirror. I like the fact that they filmed half of this in his house. That's cool. I think this music video encapsulates George's character pretty well, especially for someone who hasn't watched the show. It's really flashy in its presentation, and it really complements the song. The only part I really didn't like was when they decide to use clips, they put it in the bridge. Like, why? It just hurts the pacing. But at least we got the Juga suit. This is Mirage Mirror, but better. It still has issues of repetitiveness. Like the second and third time they jump in front of the fire, I'm over it. Like, stop. But here I feel like they actually commit to the song, and it does a good job at showcasing the companionship between Iki and Vice. It's also really weird this is the only music video Vice is in. I also just want to highlight the set design, because while basic, I appreciate that they tried. And I just really like this alleyway. Like the fences and such are really cool. And for the clips, thank gosh it's something different. I'm so tired of seeing the same forms together. Like, my gosh. Also, the choreographer for this music video was Claude, or Tamaki I meant. Another beautiful music video, and a nice way to like cap the end of the series. This music video is just filled with a lot of emotion, especially if you've seen the finale, which I haven't. I really like how the exterior shots were filmed, as it was done with the DSLR, handheld, and one shot, which I think really helps with the music video's mood overall. I also really like the way they use the clips here, as they're projections on a wall, as they serve as Iki's memories of Vice, just like how it was done in the finale. And then the conclusion, it's really sweet, as Daiji and Sakura show up to comfort Iki, and it's just like, you kind of didn't really expect it. My only nitpick is that I would have liked, for the sake of pacing, if they've actually changed up how the second verse went, because it's literally like, okay, here he is walking, and then here he is back in the studio. I kind of would have liked if they like did a lot more cuts, but I mean, that's the issue with the majority of these. So while these music videos aren't really the best, it is a step forward and has me really hopeful that Avex will actually continue caring for Ryder and producing music videos, because that was kind of like a gem of Kamen Rider back then. It was just kind of nice just to see like these suits basically, or these characters in like a music video style. So when they stopped doing that, it kind of sucked. So with Revice reinvigorating that, I really hope Avex with Geats or whatever future Kamen Rider, they get back on board and just go all out on the franchise again. Oh wow, what a trip. You're back already? Yeah, I had to do a bunch of favors, but I got it. You know, since you're up there, can you please talk about 28 Reasons? No. What are you? What the heck? This music video is really captivating overall. Like, I'm genuinely impressed of how they found multiple ways of just getting you back into it. I honestly haven't really seen much music videos do that to me. I also really like how Sugi basically took what she has done within Monster and kind of like evolved it in a way. I really do like seeing darker concepts in music videos, as I feel like I probably haven't seen enough, but I do think it's a genuine welcome. And also, then again, we have like lines like,
I kiss your brother
and
you in danger, but it's okay.
It's not okay!
that are just really like spine chilling, or like just kind of like make you jump and just be like, wait, what? Overall, can't wait to see more from Soulless Sugi. Hey, by the way, can you please tell post-production PowerRider to use Joy for the end card, because I accidentally made them use Sugi in the last 2 entries ago. Yeah, whatever. Cool. What the heck? He went over 5 minutes? He's so gonna pay for that. But before I make him do that, we need to show off my haul. So we obviously got these 3 special editions. I don't know what they are. We got this case version, and for the sake of it, we got this Wendy postcard thing, because heck yeah, Wendy. And obviously, we have the photo book version, as I've shown before, and what is this? Hello people, this is Ryder here with the written review of the Power Rangers Dawn Brothers Avataro Gear Set I. Released to coincide with aespa's first tour, Sync Hyperline, this is a special collaborative set of Avataro gears released through Bandai Korea. Now, how I obtained this set? Through some convoluted means I got from the same seller that sold me the Lightning Collection Silver Morpher. I think it was off of G Market's clothing section or something, I don't remember. Sadly, it's not in the traditional packaging of the Avataro gears, as it's just in this really banged up box. And then when you do open it, besides the core gears, you actually get stands for the first time. Have I seen these stands before? So besides the stands, the gears included are comprised of the 4 members of aespa: Karina, Giselle, Winter, and Ning. The gears are pretty standard for the most part, which I feel like they could have done more, especially with the images that are included, as they're not in the greatest quality of print and they've been cut weirdly. The concept pictures that they used here for the members are actually from the Digipack version of Savage. Not that those pictures are bad or anything, but it is weird that they didn't bother making it authentic to the traditional Avataro gear design, especially since aespa and Dawn Brothers concepts could actually work together. But no, lazyism I guess. Also, is it just me or did they purposely use this arrangement of pictures? Speaking of laziness, these lack in functionality within the DX Dawn Brothers toys, as the only thing they would do is I'm pretty sure they do have functionality within the Dawn Blaster Memorial Edition, because no way that King Ultra Robotaro gear will be the only new sound programmed. And if for some reason you wanted to use these within your Geartlinger Memorial Edition, yeah. So if you thought that wasn't bad enough, for some reason through the Superstar SM booth during the concert, they were giving out another variant of these gears called the Light of Kwanya, which, yeah, they look nice and all, but they don't do anything new? And is it just me, or are the image proportions of these gears way different from the ones from the initial versions? I don't know. This is just really bizarre. But honestly, that's what you would expect out of SM's lack of care. Overall, these gears just aren't really worth the money, as they just don't do anything within your Dawn Brothers stuff, and unlike the Queendom gears, there's no media to tie these gears in, so they're just kind of weird within your Avataro gear collection. But if you somehow happen to like both Espa and Dawn Brothers, sure, go ahead and dump your retirement fund on trying to obtain these gears. But honestly, just go buy the concert merch in preparation of their Inedible World Tour? Or, wait, they're having a May comeback, right? Yeah, just save up for that. Hey, so, to quickly explain this, I'm you from 2 years in the future. Do you mind handing me those Espa gears? I was going to do it myself, but thanks. Thank you. I'll do that job for you. Don't worry about it. Just one suggestion. Maybe give Ive a listen too. Ive, huh? Sure. What is their current... What is currently up? Kitsch?
It's our time.
Just stop listening to that. My... Hopefully that was able to solve everything. Oh my gosh! What the heck? Oh, shoot. I made myself listen to Kitsch, didn't I? Hey, wait. You're that guy with the creative passion.
Shut up!
Jeez. I'm just kidding, Spider Dude.
I don't know how many times I have to keep telling people this. It's go say space green 1290. It's like you say Spider-Man. Like you say Spider-Man. You don't say Spider-Man. It's not one word.
And this is not a place for a narrative to occur, so if you excuse me...
Stay seated.
Alright. What you need?
Look under your desk for me.
So?
Okay, now that you have your objective, I want you to actually properly review it, unlike your last attempt.
It's literally just the same figure re-released with new accessories.
I don't care. As long as it's not one of those postcard reviews that you did a while back, just review it.
Hello people, this is Ryder here with a written review of the Power Rangers Dino Fury Dino Master Mode Gold Ranger. This is a figure that was released to what we'll dub Wave 4 of the Dino Fury toy line, with its sole other companion figure, Void King. The version we're covering here today is the restocked Wave 5 version that's in the plastic-free packaging that Hasbro has been trickling out for some time. And honestly, I don't mind it. I actually prefer it over the original basic figure packaging that they've been doing for Power Rangers, honestly. Taking it out of the package, we are presented by just cardboard and tissue paper, not the fancy paper from the Lightning collection. Once everything is out of the tissue paper and straightened, the contents consist of the Dino Fury Gold Ranger with the Dino Master Cloak, the Dino Master Saber, and the Gold Dino Fury Key. The Gold Ranger is an exact re-release of its Wave 2 counterpart with no alterations and contains the same articulation and mistakes. The only thing keeping this release different obviously is the inclusion of the Dino Master Mode accessories, which can go to any basic figure thanks to the ability of being able to unpeg the front and reattaching it to your desired figure. The coloring on the Dino Master Mode accessories are fine for the most part. It's just unfortunate my Dino Master Saber is just heavily bent, and the Dino Master Mode cloak is alright for the most part. I personally think it's too purple for my liking. Lastly, taking a look at the gold Dino Fury key, while it looks the same at the front, the back is where the differences are at, as it actually lacks more paint than the original Wave 2 release. But at least it's the same shade of gold as opposed to the version that came with the Gold Fury Blade Blaster. Using it in the Dino Fury Morpher will play the same electro sounds as its the same pin set, while using it in both the Dino Knight and Gold Fury Morphers don't really mean anything as they're just hitting a singular button. Overall, it's not a horrible figure as I really do like Dino Master Mode, but at the end of the day, it's just the Wave 2 Gold Ranger with new accessories that still aren't colored great. So if you haven't gotten yourself that version, you might be better off picking this one up as it at least hides the missing paint from gold, but then you're just greeted from the lack of paint from Dino Master Mode itself. Are you happy?
Of course not.
Why?
Because I don't care about Dino Fury.
Then what was the point of you telling me to do this review?
Well, actually, there's a simple explanation for that. You see, it's called finishing the script. See ya.
Happy 30th to Power Rangers, I guess. What is it now? Hopefully that sorts things out. Is this what he was referring to earlier? Hello people, this is Ryder here with a written review of Red Velvet's Cosmie version. This is a special version of the album that commemorates the 10th anniversary of Red Velvet and can easily be compared to NCT Wish's Wish You version from their first single. But unlike that one, the Cosmie version comes in 5 different versions, to which they fold as name. Irene's is Remy, Sugi's is Lily, Wendy's is Bunny, Joy's is Judy, and Yeri's is Vicky. For the case of this review, we will be covering Wendy's version. Taking a look at the packaging, it resembles a toy doll box, with all the blurs advertising its features, and the back showcasing the entire lineup that we previously mentioned. After removing the plastic wrap and opening the top flap, we can now remove the Cosmie keychain that was already barely in the tray to begin with, and the rest of the contents. The Cosmies are plush toys, soft but sturdy enough, and we have this beaded keychain looped on the top. Going over the features specific to Bunny though, their body is a nice baby blue color, while their feet and bow are a standard blue color, and their eye shape is a goggle-like shape alongside curved eyebrows. Then when you turn the Cosmie around, you are greeted with a zipper, which can be unzipped to reveal this heart-shaped NFC CD tag, which has plastic I'm sure you're supposed to remove, but we will talk about this later. Anyway, the Cosmie is a decent size and fits well with other things paired with it. Up next is the mini poster, which actually doubled as the backing inside the packaging. Folding the poster out, we have a really nice art piece of all 5 Cosmies together. Next we have a member mini stand which can be folded to sit in the box, to which the member you receive is guaranteed with the Cosmie you get. So obviously we have Wendy and Bunny together. Then we have the Cosmie card, also guaranteed with the Cosmie you get. It's a really nice piece of card stock that the mini stand was also made out of. Plus the info provided for the Cosmie is really neat. As for the 2 random inclusions of the set, the first one is this postcard, which the back has a really nice Easter egg to it. Then when you flip it around, it is a picture of a member from the hotel concept photos. In this case, I pulled Yeri. Lastly, for the photo card, these selfies are taken during the filming of the Love is Cosmic trailer, to which I pulled Joy. And technically this is the last inclusion, but it's just instructions on how to use the NFC CD tag, to which, in order to use it, you'll have to download the Neos app from your phone's app store. After doing so, you open the application up, press the plus button, select the NFC, then hold the tag up to your phone. Then activate the element to your account to complete the process. At that point, you can listen to the songs and look through various pictures through the app. Speaking of the songs, the track was comprised of what was previously featured in the original release of the album. Title track Cosmic and its B-sides, Sunflower, Last Drop, Love Arcade, Bubble, and Night Drive. Along with special track Sweet Dreams to commemorate the 10th anniversary. Now some might think this is considered a repackage, but I think it's more in line to what Super Junior D&E did with their first album, where they released 3 photobook versions initially, and then a month later released another version that combined the concepts of the 3 versions and added a bonus track on top of that, which coincidentally was also in commemoration of their 10th anniversary. Overall, this is a really stellar release, especially for celebrating Red Velvet's 10th anniversary. I think it provides enough to satisfy the fans with its cute nature. The only thing I believe a lot of people are going to agree with is that this version shouldn't have had inclusions randomized, as this release is already very costly to begin with, so to ask people to buy more than the 5 is kind of scummy. It doesn't even help that trying to track down the inclusions of this release is scarce enough. Why would SM Macau just make it harder for people who want to get rid of their duplicates or want their favorite members? But if you can get your hands on this release, I highly recommend it, especially if you want the most complete version of this amazing album. Whoa, what do you think you're doing? You know how tiring it is about the fact that you're the one that dictates how this series runs on the main channel while you're a version from the second channel? I mean, I thought it was a fair trade. You did something on the second channel. Then why didn't you do it then? Why am I always the one that has to do it? Because I got my own things to cover. No, please, okay, like, you know what, I'm sorry. How can we make this up? How can I make this up? What about this?
Right.
No.
Right.
Not that. Please, no.
Right.
Do you want to try one? You're a loss. Hello people, this is Ryder here with a written review of Kamen Rider Summonride. Released on December 4th of 2014, this is a game developed by Aiding and published by Bandai Namco Games to coin in on the success of the Toys to Life genre of games that were kickstarted by series like Skylanders and Disney Infinity. This game was released onto 2 systems, the PlayStation 3 and the Wii U. For the sake of this review, we'll be covering the PlayStation 3 version, which, by opening the base setup, the contents comprise of the game itself with its decent manual, a pamphlet advert, the Rider Gate, cased in a simple translucent purple plastic with nice designs of the elements on the top, and then we have our Rider figures and Rider chips. The Rider figures are miniature statues of the Riders kicking with a splash wave of the element, then a purple crystal stand that holds the NFC chip. The base set comprises of Drive, Wind, Gaim, Water, and Wizard, Fire. Next we have the Rider chips, coming in 2 types, Kyoko Ride chips, or strengthening chips, and Nakama chips, or partner chips. These chips are simpler versions of the figures, with art of that respective rider or form, with a nice gem holographic pattern on the top. And then when you flip it around, it tells you what it is and its attributes. The base set comprises of 4 Rider chips, Drive type Wild, Gaim Kachidoki arms, Wizard Old Dragon, and Zangetsu Shin Melon Energy Arms. Setting the game up, obviously turn on the PlayStation 3, plug in the Ryder Gate into the USB slot, insert the disc into the PlayStation, and select it. After a bunch of loading and updating, the game opens up with warnings and the intro plays, which the song that is playing is the theme of the game, Break the World, performed by Matsuyuki Tanaka, who previously performed the opening for Kamen Rider Kuga. Sadly, this song has yet to get an official release, just like the second half of Drive's soundtrack. After having the intro play, we are greeted with the menu screen, which only gives us two options: the options or to start a new game. Starting up a new game, we are greeted with a very long loading screen. Okay, so after the loading screen finishes up, we are greeted by 3 rejected Tales series characters, a fairy, an owl from Gahoo, and then this person, and they're suddenly being attacked by Shocker Combat Men. But then suddenly out of nowhere, the Ryder Gate starts opening up in the sky, and you know what that means.
Summonride. Drive.
So we summon our Ryder, and then Super Apollo Guys just shows up, threatens the 3 Tails characters, and it's basically up to the Kamen Riders to save the Crystal World. So after all that monologuing, it's the tutorial, to which, the tutorial is pretty straightforward. Just tells you the basics of how things function and such, and about the controls. However, I couldn't finish it. It locked me into the second to last section, because this gate is supposed to disappear, but as you can see, that worm's body won't disappear. So I had to force quit, but then when I went back to the game, it acted as if I finished the tutorial. So it's like, oh, okay then, but I want to play it fairly. So I loaded the game up again and got through the tutorial pretty smoothly. But now, I'm locked permanently to just playing the tutorial. I spent an hour trying to figure out how to progress, and nothing. But when the game doesn't lock you to just the tutorial stage, the stages are alright. It's mainly just you running around the map, fighting various enemies from the Heisei era, breaking crates for items, hopping around the map, and basically the main objective of these missions is to collect what are called Kizna stones. You need to gather 3 of these per mission basically to progress. But besides reaching gates that are blocked behind elements, you will reach gates that will be gated to a specific rider, to which with the base set is impossible. So, oh no, it looks like I can't cross here because I don't have that specific element on me. Well, following the base set, there were 8 more releases that followed in the month of December. First, we will go over the ride figure and chip sets. SR01 Light includes the figures for Drive and Force, alongside the chips for Beast and Meteor. SR02 Darkness includes the figures for Decade and Blade, alongside the chips of Decade Complete and Fi's Axel. SR03 Wind includes the figures for Double and Ryuki, alongside the chips of Baron Banana Arms and Axel. SR04 Water includes Oz and Agito, with the chips of Gain Kiwami Arms and Birth. SR05 Fire includes Kabuto and Hibiki, with chips of Wizard Infinity Style and Gattack. SR06 is the first of the special ride chip sets, comprising of Force Magnet States, Decade Final Attack Ride, O's Putira Combo, Double Cyclone Joker Extreme, and Kabuto Hyperform. Secondly, there was a Candy Toy release of the ride figures, which comprised of Drive, Gaim, and Wizard again, but with different elements, with Drive gained Fire, Water, and Darkness, Gaim with Wind, and Wizard with Water. Lastly, there was a Gashpon release of the ride chips, comprising of a different Drive type Wild, Gaim Jimbo Lemon, Wizard Infinity Gold Dragon, Force Meteor Nadeshiko Fusion States, O's Super Tatsuba combo, Double Cyclone Joker Gold Extreme, Decade Strongest Complete Form, Deno Cho Climax Form, Kuga Ultimate Form, and Shocker Combat Man. As for the individual releases, there were two. The first being O's Tajidor combo, which was essentially a first release bonus to hype the game up by visiting specific stores on certain dates. Next up is Drive Type Speed Flare, which was included with the Gamba Rising Fanbook number 2 appendix. Up next were the January releases, which comprised of 3 new ride figurine chipsets and a singular chip release. SR07 Lite includes Deno and Kuga with the chips of Drive Type Technic and Mach. SR08 Darkness includes Fies and Kiva with the chips of Forest Cosmic States and DN. And lastly, SR09 is another of the SP Rider chipsets comprising of Deno Climax Form, Kuga Maze Mighty Form, Fies Blaster Form, Kiva Emperor Form, and Blade Jack Form. To then, the last Rider chip to be released for this game was Deno Liner Form, which required you to have had Tajidor to obtain. This is the most expensive ride chip to exist. Anyways, back to the game itself. If you couldn't tell, the game recycles assets and models from Batch Ride War 2, which carried its models from Climax Heroes. It's really obvious when you compare the animations, as the ones in Summonride are simpler versions of the ones from Batch Ride War. The voices, on the other hand, it's kind of 50-50. Like the Heisei Phase 1 riders, for example, are all obvious carryovers from the Batch Ride War games. But then you get cases like O's, where apparently Shu Watanabe did come back, but it just doesn't sound like him. But something different from Batch Ride War, however, are the controls, which are very simple. All you really use to play the game are the 4 face buttons, the joystick, and the start and select buttons. Basically, because of this, it makes your sense of control feel limited. Though, the combos of this game are simplistic, as it's literally just pressing square X amount of times before hitting triangle. Each rider also has a dodge button, either is a roll or a block, and all the riders have a dash attack. As for the functionality of the rider gate, it honestly feels like a slog. The input from setting the item on the gate to it being transferred to the game is unnecessarily long. Most of the time, it feels like the game cannot manage to run its own feature. The long transfer from placing the item down to it being inputted in the game really brings down the gameplay, especially in scenarios where you need that power boost against a particular enemy. The gate just continues struggling to read what you input, and sometimes, if you manage to overload the game freezes up. We will evolve ourselves. Even though we didn't really get we'll summon Hyper Competitude, the game froze. Well, okay, I froze the game. The game froze. Wow. What a way to end this. It's even worse that certain figures and chips seem to not be able to be put together. For example, I cannot put a Drive Wind together with the chip of Mach, as Mach will continuously knock Drive out until I change figures that isn't Drive. So, if you want a smooth process, you have to set the item down one by one gently to be guaranteed a successful read, or else you have situations where you're trying to do a Kyoko Ride summon only for it to be read as a Nakama Ride summon. But besides trying to use the Rider Gate in general, this game has really bad slowdown. Whether you're fighting enemies on the screen, or just simply watching the game load. But what do you do when you're not fighting enemies? You level up your figures with, let's name her her. Do you remember all those missions you've been doing and been wondering why there are question marks still despite completing them? Because it turns out, you need to play the missions multiple times with the hopes that item drops from one of the crates you've destroyed previously. So there, the question marks are gone. So what do you do with these items after you gather them? Well, you go to her, wait for the loading screen, select the first option, and here we are. Basically, the items you've been gathering are what help make up pieces to apply to this board-esque thing, which allow you to add attributes to your figure to help strengthen them. But there is also the traditional leveling up system, where you can use your crystal points that you've been gathering from the levels to level your rider up to obtain more combos with them. But at this point of the game, you're just going through each crystal location, completing each node, with the goal of collecting all the keys and the stones, the items to make the pieces, and gathering points to level up your riders. It seems easy, right? Until you realize what you're dealing with.
この間までみんなで暮らしていたのに
Yeah, the bosses of this game are larger than you for some reason. Also, the idea they had for mini-bosses is ridiculous. Like, what do you mean I'm fighting against 3 Kamen Rider scissors? Are they trying to make him more of a joke? And looky here, I'm fighting Ibuki, Joker, Goram? And then you'll be in situations like this. Like, why are the Shocker Combat Men obliterating the entire screen? There must be a way to make the process of bearing this game easier. We're gonna find out.
Make the thing compatible with Kemi cards, I said. It's a good idea, I said. Jeez, I'm crow. What a workload. Well, knock, knock, block. Someone's at the door. Knock. Yes?
Hi.
Oh, it's you.
So, I just want to come over and ask if, you might want to play Summonride with me.
No.
That means you want me to leave then, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Right. Oh, okay.
Hang on. Let me check something. It's no o'clock.
Get ready for Boost and Mag. Hello? Who is this?
So I've heard you're the #1 Kamen Rider Mach fan.
Yeah, that is a fact, I guess. I would call it one, yeah.
So then, by those regards, are you the #1 Kamen Rider Drive fan?
Sure, but who is this? Like, I recognize the number, but I don't know who this is.
Well, it's your lucky day, #1 Kamen Rider Drive fan. You get to experience the best thing to come out of that series.
A 10th anniversary special?
Nope. It's plain Summonride.
Summonride? Is Mach playable at least?
No, but you can...
No! What do you mean, no? No! I'm not falling for that again! Freaking second time! Freaking lunatics!
Man. Oh, I'm sorry, did I spook you? I just didn't expect for you to be here. I was just lounging here. Yeah. You wanted me to help you play Summonride, right? But how did you know I was going to ask you that? I mean, you have been talking about it for 15 minutes at this point. Yeah, you have a point. I'll catch up with you later. I need to clean up. Yeah, okay. I'll just set multiplayer up and then come in when you're ready. This thing is really doing its job well. I don't know how long I can keep this disguise on though. One of the last big points of this game is its multiplayer feature, to which you can play up to 4 players and have yourself roam around the map alongside player 1 to help them level up their figures. The pros to playing multiplayer are that it makes playing the game a bit more bearable, and if all the players have one of the same copy of a figure, you can actually use a Ride chip which will apply to all the players. Flip to the cons though, no duh there are sections that require more than one player to access, to which for some reason as you progress through the game, these become mandatory. It also just feels really clunky playing multiplayer despite seemingly being made for that, as the camera only follows player 1, meaning that the other players get lost easily and player 1 has to fetch them back onto the screen unless they get too separated, which then the other players just spawn back to player 1. Also, if you're playing with all 4 players, you can't use any of the chips. So if you want to use them, someone has to remove themselves in order to benefit the rest of the group, even if you're all playing as the same rider. But now you might be wondering, oh, what's currently happening in the story? So it turns out, there are boss battles. Our fairy navigator decides to T-pose, while the boss for the Wind World is just the kaiju from the O's movie. And then not Virtual Boy Water World, we have the Weather Dopant, and then in Fire World we have Phoenix, but he's giant for some reason. Obviously, we defeat them, and then with that, Super Apologize shows up again. We also defeat him too. He calls out for vengeance, and then Owl Guardian from Gahul reveals, oh shoot, we actually have 2 more worlds you have to play through. So you know what that means. Playing through the nodes so then you can obtain more crystal points and level up your rider. Oh my gosh. What is happening with this game now? It's as if the difficulty has spiked up. What more does this game expect from me?
Are those cries of help I hear?
What the? Who's speaking?
It is I, Summon Master!
Summon Master? As in, that guy from those demonstration videos?
ところであなた誰ですか？私ですか？私はサモンライドの伝道師、サモンマスターです。
Forget about those. I'll teach you how to play and beat this game like a true Kamen Rider.
How so? By grinding the levels extensively?
Well, that is one solution, but I have something even better.
You want me to use exploits?
As you could no doubt tell, this game is poorly balanced between all of the riders, with Agito, Ryuki, and Hibiki not even having any additional rider chips released. So, remember those gates that comprise of 2 elements? Well, you can actually do that singularly by placing the rider figure in first, reassigning your controller to player 2, accept the summon, and there you go!
Oh, cool. I didn't have to be here then. Thank gosh. Hey, wait, no! We're still playing!
Then, the most important exploit of this game requires a pen drive, as what you're going to do is gain infinite experience and duplicate your board pieces. So, save your current file of the game to a pen drive, open the game, level your rider figure up like so. Exit the game, overwrite the game's data with the 1 from your pen drive, and wow! Look at that! All of your points are still there! The reason this is possible is due to the rider figures carrying their own data. Explaining why, for example, Dino was level 23 off the bat in this gameplay footage. Plate duplicating, on the other hand, is a lot more risky. And just watch how this process is.
Gee, this reminds me so much of the Infinite Karma exploit from Ninja Gaiden 3. Razor's Edge to be exact.
Oh really? Care to demonstrate it?
I don't know. I don't think it will be pleasant.
Well, anything has to be more pleasant than summon. Oh, Ace, my ears! I thought the lag from the Ryder Gate was bad enough. Ah!
That got rid of him. But now I think about it though. What do you mean I have to start relying on exploits? What kind of kid would know how to use these exploits? Why does a kid have to struggle this much in the first place? You already went through the effort of buying all the Ryder figure and chip packs. Shouldn't that be enough greed, Bandai? We are gonna finish this game legitimately.
せーの、サモンライ
You know, that experience exploit was fun doing. Alright, so let's go over some things that I have yet to cover. Firstly, the missions. There are 3 mission types. Story missions, the green nodes, suppression missions, the red nodes, and we have what are called outbreak events. They are the missions grayed out. Second of all, do you remember the Owl Guardian from Gahul? Well, every mission you complete with another player, you can go to him to trade off your Queendom stones. Alright, so, my bad. These white balls are actually called White Aurora, as I've kind of been figuring out from the Fairy Navigator. Anyways, trading your Queendom stones grant you resources to make those plates, and speaking of those plates, one particular one, the skill plate, when applied to a rider, actually performs a finisher attack when you hold either square or triangle. So now that we have those out of the way, let's conclude the story. Light World boss is Odin. Dark World has a shocker combat man, but large. Well, we defeated those 2 bosses and oh my gosh! Super Apologize has awakened the final boss, Gigastal, and has absorbed the bosses. Why does he need a shocker combat man? Here we are, the final battle of Summonride. The Kamen Riders versus Gigastal. Let's do it.
ごきげんよう。僕たちの力見せてやる。さあ行こう。期待してるぜ。気をつけて。大丈夫？おとなしくしてろ。来るぞ。危ない。これで私たちの世界もあちらの世界も救われたんですね。
Wow. Takumi did it. He saved the Crystal World. He believed in the dreams of the other Tales characters and fought for their dreams. What a true hero. But oh no, Takumi starts falling into space. But wow, a callback to the beginning as the Ryder Gate saves him and sends him back to the hub world in the style of the summoning cutscenes. The Tales characters thank the efforts of Takumi and the credits play. Basically, our fairy navigator touring us around the torturous maps that we've spent a lot of hours stuck on. Well, with Summonride now done, let's get into... Huh? There's more missions to play? And according to this guide, we have to fight Gigastal again, but in a higher level. I'm done sucking my time into this game. Overall, this game is not as bad as it's made to be. It's literally a simplified batch ride war, but very unpolished. You're just running around gathering resources while fighting a weird selection of enemies while the game constantly forces you to use a gimmick it can barely handle. Another thing I forgot to point out is this screen, which is the ownership bonuses. For example, because we own 5 drives, he gets buffed to be super fast at running. Drive is the only writer that is capable of achieving this, because they stopped releasing things for this game after January. Looking at this catalog scan, it's clear Summonride was supposed to at least last through the entirety of Drive, as it has releases scheduled up to March, and sounds correlating to that.
Drive Type Dead Heat Drive Type Formula Dead Heat Maha Drive Type Next Drive Type Speed Shift Max Flare.
Also, if you haven't caught on, Mark Okita is the announcer for the Summonrides. Luckily though, you can find people modding the unreleased material into this game. It's pretty interesting. But for people with no modding capabilities means getting the actual sets, right? Well, that's the issue. Getting all the retail sets is difficult because no one basically wants to let them go, just because of its infamy. As for the most part, you will find listings of the base set or individual figure sets for $20 a piece, but everything else is either loose lots or just one piece to an entire set. I was lucky enough to find a listing for this game for $50 that had all 9 sets plus 4 out of the 5 Shokugan figures, but most people are not going to be that lucky finding those kind of listings. However, if you did manage to get all those sets, and for some reason, you're actually trying to seriously play this game, luckily, there are guides out there to help assist you and your playthrough. So while Summonride is indeed a cash-in on an already outdated gaming concept by the time it was released, I think it's still endearing to experience. It's tiresome for sure, but it's fun coming up with combinations of writers to put together to help wipe the enemies, and if you have people willing to play with you, it's definitely a fun 1 to 2 hour experience. The best part about the outlook of Summonride today is that, while it is mostly forgotten within the fandom and just the community overall, it is just funny just to see a post bringing it up once in a while, meaning that even a decade later, this game still has some life. Well, that's enough branding for the day. Wait, don't look at that notification. Oh, but it says it's my Spotify Wrapped though. Well, don't look at it. It's bad. Oh, okay then. I'll just swipe it then. Good. I'm you 11 months from now? Oh, that look is concerning. Well, that's why I popped up here to tell you to not engage with Espa anymore. May you tell me why that's a concern? I can't tell you the specifics yet, but you just can't. It's not like I was going to anyway. It says for yourself. Well, okay, you were probably just an anomaly. Even if that's the case, Just don't. You seriously think I will? Well, yeah, if I'm going through it right now, you're going to also. Then what should I do to prevent it? Cover a different group. Baby Monster, Dreamcatcher, or heck, go back to IVE. IVE? They did Heya, right? Yeah, exactly. Just anything that does not involve Espa. Guess my time's running out. Here. Hopefully that convinces you. Weird. Oh. I thought you were... Yeah, actually, I was going to ask if you don't mind if I use your space. Yeah. Sure. I don't know what the big deal with this bag is supposed to be. What's the big deal with these?
근데 좀 많이 남았는데, 시간이?
뭐가 있을까?
엔딩이 기나 보네. 너 뭐 했어?
뭐 했어? 페이즈.